ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णा पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आविश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 47, verse number 16. This is continuation of Brahmar Geet, sung by Srimati Radharani. So she says, Vishrija Sivashipadam Vedamyaham Chatukarai Anunay Vidushaste Bhetyadottair Mukundat स्वकृतैः विसृष्टपत्यपत्यन्यलोका वश्रिदकृतचेतः किं नु सन्देहमस्मिन्. So the bees touching her feet, so she is forbidding him that don't do this. Vishrija Sirasi Padam, that drop my feet from your head, don't touch, get away, because I know. And what is that I know? That you are just a flatterer, trying to flatter, because you are Dotyai Mukundati, have learned Chatukarai Anuna Vidushaste Abhyatya. You have learned from Mukunda, and then you have come here and trying to flatter me. Swakritaiha Vishrishta Patya Patyanyaloka. So see, he has given us up, so he is very ungrateful. Akrit Cheta Vashrijat. And how can we make truce with him? So Kim nu Sandheyam Asmin. So again, she is finding fault with Krishna and sending a message to this bumblebee or Uddhava, who is also present there. So we have given up everything for his sake, but then he gave us up. So Vishrishta Apatya Pati Anya Loka. So we gave up everything, children, husband, other people, relatives, but then he gave us up. So he is very akrita cheta, akritagya. So there is nothing to make truce with him. Because people, they cheat, then they change their words, say sorry, I did not really mean this, it just happened like that, and then they again cheat you. So they were saying that I know this trick, ved me aham, I already know this, don't try this. Saurabh lobhena charanatale pravishantam bhramaram. So as if the Brahmar was trying to touch her feet because of the attraction for the nice fragrance of her feet. Nanu Lakshmi Koti Nirmanchaniya Nakhdite Devi Tvai Aparadheva Krishna Tasmat Tvam Kripyaya Kshamashva Iti Pranantam Tvam Matvaha. It was as if the Brahmar was saying that you are million times more important than Lakshmi, and even millions of Lakshmis can be sacrificed just to the glow of your nail, Nakdyute. O Devi, a goddess, Krishna has definitely offended you, so now please forgive him. Tvam kripya eva kshamasva iti pranantu. So saying this, he is falling at her feet. So she is thinking like this. Srimati Radharani speaks this. Sirashi dhritam nam mam padam vishrija tyaja iti duri bhava. So you have put my feet on your head, give them up, get lost from here, don't come here. Vedmi yaha atha ahamiti, because I know. So what is that? Lakshmadika eva naham pratarya iti bhava. It says, you cannot trick me like you can trick Lakshmi Devi. So all your false statements do not impress me. Therefore, don't try this. Mukundat sakashat abhyetya chatukarahi priyoktir rachna rupair datyai दूत कर्म भीर अनुनय विदुष तस्माद अनुनय प्रकारम शिक्षित वतस्तव सर्वम शीलादिकम अहम वेदमी. So when she says I know, so what does she know? She says that I know that you have learned all these things from Mukunda, Mukundat Abhyetya. And after being educated in the art of consoling others, pleasing others by the words of flattery, chatukara. So chatukara means priyokti rachna rupa. So speaking words which are pleasing to the other person. So words have power, words have meaning, and you can speak in a way that person feels satisfied, because everybody likes to hear their own praise. Everybody likes to see their own ego gratified. So if you make statements which gratify your ego, then you feel happy. When you feel happy, then your mind becomes soft, your heart becomes soft. Then you give in. So she says that I know all these techniques. Anunaya. So anunaya means being humble. Vidushas tasmat. And you have learned it from Krishna, who is expert in this. So tasmad anunaya prakaram shakshita. So you have learned it from him. Because not everybody knows. It is not easy to bow down to another person. If sometimes you fight, then first you defend yourself even if you have made a mistake. But even when it is proven to you that you are wrong, still it is difficult to go and ask for forgiveness, that please forgive me, I made a mistake. Because you have to eat humble pie. So take the humble position, that's very difficult for the ego. So ego does not like that at all. So that's why most of the time people cannot make truce with each other, because the ahankara does not accept. So you go on defending yourself, attacking the other person. No, I did not really say this, I did not really mean this. You are having a wrong perception. All this. So she says that I know all these things. That sarvam shiladikam aham vedmi. This kind of behavior I know very well. So karmani va shashti. So there is shashti bhakti used here. So one way is that you have learned it from him. Another is that it is karma, that's what you are doing. So I know you. So then the Brahmara says, Nanu Swamini Tvat Prana Kotyadhikena Tena Saha Vigrahena Alam Pratyut Maya Tirthena Sandhireva Kartum Yujyate iti tatra. So now he is saying that, oh Goddess, Tvat Prana Kotyadhikena Tena Saha Vigrahena Alam. So he says that he is more important to you than millions of times your own prana, your own life. Tvat prana koti adhikena tena saha vigrahena. So please stop fighting, quarreling with him. So vigraha means fighting, quarreling. But I have come here as a peace messenger. Pratyut maya tirthena sandhireva kartum vijjate. So he says, I am a tirtha. Tirtha is like, it's a classmate, friend. Like you say satirtha or satirthya. So it is proper to make a truce Fighting is not good. It only brings harm to both sides, unnecessarily waste of time, waste of energy, waste of resources also if you have to fight. Sometimes people fight, then if nothing else you have to go to court, police. So much time and money is wasted in that. So it is better that make truce, make peace. In Sanskrit there is a saying, Shatam dadyat na vivadet. That if you have to give $100, better give that instead of getting into a fight. Because you can make the money, you can make good use of your time. Instead of wasting your time, and then you may end up spending money also. So he is advising that. So then he says, he is replying, Svakrite tadartham visrishtani tyaktyaani apatyani cha patayascha anyalokascha mata pitradeyascha yabhi. So he says that we have given up everything for his sake. Visrishta means given up. Apatya, children, pati, husband, anyaloka, he says parents, mother, father, brother, sister, everything. Yadhamarth surit prana ashayas tvatkrite. So everything we have given up. And tatra Rāsa Murli Vadan Samaye Antargriha Niruddha Gopi Bhira Patyani Tyaktani. So she is saying how we gave up. He says when Krishna played on his flute to invite for the Rāsa-līlā, then some gopis, they were stopped Antargriha Niruddha. So they gave up their children. Tadanim tani tyaktva eva abhishritvan. So giving up their children, they went and met Krishna. Asmabhi patya dhanyadik kanyabhi pitradya iti yatha sambhavam geva. And we have given up our husbands, and some who were unmarried, they gave up their parents. So this should be understood that it is not just that one gopi only gave everything, but different gopis gave different. Some were married, they gave up their children, husband. Some were unmarried, they gave up their parents and went and met you. Ta gopir yo vyasrijat. And then what did Krishna do? He abandoned these very gopis. These very gopis who had sacrificed everything for his sake to meet him, then he abandoned them. So therefore he is akrita cheta. Na vidyate krite upakrite cheto yasya sa kritagya iti artha. He is very ungrateful because he cannot recognize the good we have done or sacrifice we have done, the upkar, the welfare which we have done, how much we love him. He is unable to see this. Therefore he is very ungrateful. Nu aho idrishe asmin kathore kim nu sandhayam. So nu sandhayam, kim nu sandhayam. So nu is like out of surprise, that how can we make truce, peace with such a person who has done so much wrong to us, who has acted such a cruel manner, who has deserted us, who has deceived us. And now you are saying that we should just forget everything. We can do that, but what is the guarantee that he is actually sincerely making friendship? This may be another game. So if you are tricked once and if you are intelligent, then you become alert next time. So I'm saying that if you get burnt by drinking hot milk, then you blow before you drink buttermilk. So you become careful, alert. So therefore she is saying, Nu aho idrishayasmin kathore kimnu sandhayam sandhatu marhamapi punayam. So he says he is so hard-hearted, he is so cruel. How can we make truce with him? He does not deserve. Atra purvardhe soluntha akshepa mudra. So in the first half of the sloka there is mudra or his mood of ridiculing him. And she is saying, don't touch my feet, get off from here, don't even come near. So that is like she is trying to ridicule him, that you are just a flatterer. And in the second half, uttarardhe akritagyata. He is talking about the ungratefulness. Adi shabdayat nirvatya paradrohitva prem sunyatva nityayam sanjalpa. So from the word adi, that where is adi? There is no adi here. Must be in the sloka. Tasya kritagyata adi. He is always talking about the sloka. The words adi in the sloka, which he will cite, is talking about nirdayatva or cruel nature, pardroha, treachery, and prem sunyatva, lack of love. So this is called sanjalpa. Yaduktam, as it is said, solunthaya gehanaya kayapi akshepa mudraya tasya kritagyatadi yukti sanjalpa kathito budhai. So to make or to ridicule by akshep mudra or with the mood of criticism, and tasya kritagyatadi yukti, and to speak about his ungrateful behavior, that is called sanjalpa by the learned. Then next sloka. Now she is attacking him not only for what he has done in this life, but also in the previous lives. Because when you have to prove something, you have to give pramana. You have to establish something. If you have to establish this Krishna is ungrateful, he is not a loyal person, he is a deceiver, he is a trickster, then if somebody does it one time, that maybe that is not really his nature, it happened out of circumstances, or he will improve. But if somebody is doing it repeatedly, time and again, then that proves that that's how the person is, this is the character of the person. And if somebody is doing it life after life, then there is no possibility that such a person can ever change their behavior. Because to change the behavior in one life, or what you have learned in this one life, that is difficult. If you are not smoking to begin with, then you learn how to smoke. So that smoking is not something coming from past life. It is not necessary that you were a smoker in your past life. You can learn it in this life and become addicted to it. That itself is very difficult to give up. But if you are a smoker in the past life also, and then you naturally smoke in this life, then it is harder to give it up. There was one boy, on news many years ago I read, he was like 5-year-old or 6-year-old, and he was smoking like anything. Happily. So he must be smoking in his past life too. So he says that Krishna is not like this in this life, but even the previous life he has been cruel. And not only him, all these black color people are like that. So she is generalizing it. There's something wrong with the color. Actually he is a nice person, but because he has a black color, therefore his behavior is like this. Otherwise black people are nice, but it is the color which creates problems. And you are also black. Bumblebees are black in color. So I don't trust you also. He says, I don't trust these black people anymore. They are like that. So that's what it says. Mrigyoriva kapindram vivyadhe lubdha dharma striyamakrita virupam strijit kamayanam balipami balimatva veshtiyadvangsha vadya stadalamasit sakhe distajes tatkathartha. So she says, alama asita sakhe. He says, enough of friendship with black people. He says, I have nothing to do with people with this color. Why? Because their behavior is like that. He says, just see what he did in the past. He says, Mrigyoreva kapindram vivyadhe lubdha dharma. So he says that in the previous life he was Ramchandra. And in this life what he did, that he killed Kapindra, the king of the monkeys, Bali, like a hunter. Lubdha dharma. So you know the story that Bali and Sugriva, they were two brothers, monkeys. And Bali was very powerful. He was more powerful than Ravana. So he kicked away Ravana, just like that. But this Bali, he was elder, Sugriva was younger, and he threw away his brother and took away his wife. So then Sugriva, whenever he went to fight with him, he will just beat him up. He will beat the hell out of him and tell him, don't come back again. He did not kill him, but he will thrash him nicely. So Sugriva went many times to fight with him, but could not do anything with him. So then Sugriva made friendship with Ramchandra. Then Bhagwan Ram was searching for Sita, and then he got Hanuman. So then Hanuman was minister of Sugriva. So he made their union, and then they promised. So Sugriva said that I will help you to find your wife, but you help me to get my wife. He says, we are in the same boat. Your wife has been taken away. My wife is also taken away. So please help me. So Ram said, okay, I will kill this Bali. Who is this? He cannot stand. So then he said that you fight with him and I will shoot an arrow from behind the tree. So he says, okay. So Sugriva went and challenged Bali. So Bali came. He says, you again came? He says, why do you want to get smashed again? So they fought, and Ramchandra was standing behind the tree, but he did not shoot. So Bali again smashed him and broke his bones and sent him away. So Sugriv came panting and paining and moaning. All his body was broken. And he says, what is this? I got so badly beaten up and you didn't do anything. Is this your friendship? So he says, no, the point is that you both look same. I don't know which one is. He says, your face and his face. I could not recognize which one is Bali and which one is Sugriv, Two monkeys, how do you know which one is which? He said, I didn't want to shoot so that by mistake I kill you, So then he gave him his necklace. He said, this time you go and you put on this necklace. So then I know which one is you. So then he went, he was already, next day he again went and Bali said, here again? He says, this is crazy, you get beaten up and you come back? So he says, no, this time I will finish you. So Bali came and they started fighting. Freestyle wrestling, that's what they were doing. You have seen monkey fighting here? So that's what they will fight. So this time Ramchandra, he shot an arrow at Bali and Bali fell down. Of course, later on Bali was criticizing him. He says, what kind of a Kshatriya you are and you're shooting like this and all that. But he understood that Ramchandra is Bhagavan. And he offered his son, Angada, to Ramchandra that I give my son to you, he will serve you. So that is what is being described here, that Mrigayuriva Kapindram Vivyadhe, that you shot at Bali like a hunter. Because hunter, what does he do? Hunter hides and then shoots. So he says, what kind of a Kshatriya you are? This is Kshatriya behavior? A Kshatriya is not supposed to shoot at someone who is sleeping, who is without weapon, whose chariot is broken down, who is sick, who is not ready to fight. So that's not kind of ambush that you attack someone hiding like this. So he says, this is Lubdha Dharma, this is not dharmic, but like a hunter, Vyadha. So that is one story. And then second is even worse. He says, Striyamakrita Virupam Strijita Kamayanam. He says, this Surpanakha came to you. She was attracted by your beauty. Of course, you are beautiful. There is no denying that. We also fell for your beauty. So she came to you and she wanted to marry you. But you were so much controlled by your wife Sita. This is before Sita was kidnapped. Actually, the whole kidnapping story came from there. So Surpanakha was sister of Ravana. And she approached, she saw these two brothers and Sita, and he was so beautiful, so she fell in love. And she said, I want to marry you. And Ram said, well, how can I marry? I have my wife here. So go to my brother. He is alone. So she went to him. And he says, I am only a Das. He is my boss. I cannot marry. Because if I marry, then I will serve you or I will serve the boss. So I am devoted to him. So I cannot do that. You go back to him. So he went and he said, Ram said, I already told you, I am married, my wife is there. So that's what it says, Trijita. That Ram was under the control of his wife. That's why he did not marry another. Otherwise, what is there? He can marry one more. It was allowed. Polygamy was allowed. So what he did? He cut his nose. Her nose, yeah. Nose and ears. That's where you have the place Nasik. Nasik means nose. Nasa, this is called. Nasikaya nas. That sutra is there. So that's the place. That's why this place is known as Nasik. So he says not only that you did not marry her, but you disfigured her. So that now she cannot marry anybody unless she goes for a plastic surgery and gets her nose fixed. Who will marry her now? She will look so ugly without the nose. So therefore he says, Striyam-akrit virupam strijita kamyanam. So that lady was Kamayana. She was riding on the chariot of Kama. And you did this to her. And then before that, you were Vamandev. So you went to Bali. When Bali Maharaj gave you everything, then what you did? You arrested him and bound him with the ropes, Varunapasha. So Balimapi Balimatva Veshtya Dhvangsha. So it's just like that you went to Bali. Bali also means the offering you make in the fire. That is also called Bali. So you ate the Bali and then you bound Bali. So he says it's just like a crow. Crow is also black in color. Dhvangsha. Dhvangsha also means black crow. That you give food to the crow, then crow will eat, and when he sees the food, then he will make caw, caw, caw and call other crows. And then all the crows will attack you. He says that's what you did, like a crow. You ate the bali given by Bali, means you accepted the land which he gave, and then you arrested the poor guy. So he says, Tad alam asit sakhyai. He says not only him, but anyone black in color, I am fed up with them. I have nothing to do with them. I keep my distance. As soon as I see a person like this, I run away. So, and you are also black in color. So therefore, get away from here. But dustajas tat kathartha. But I cannot stop talking about him. It is difficult to give up his katha. Even if we criticize, we talk only about him. If we praise, we talk about him. If we criticize, we talk about him. That's our situation. So nanu ati komal manah satvam eva dhyans tatra asmabhir drishyate iti. So Brahmar is replying that actually he is very soft-hearted. You don't know him. And all the time he is meditating on you, thinking on you, and feeling so much love for you. And how can you speak all these harsh words? So then she speaks. Says, Tatra tvam arvachino dasa tasya tattvam na janasi. So Srimati Radharani is saying that actually you are a new servant of Krishna. So you do not know his history. And because you are new, so you have been charmed by him. And therefore you speak all these nice words about him. But we know him very well. Not this life, previous life. So his nature is coming from past lives. This is the character he is carrying. So this will not change. So na kevalam sahi asmineva janmani kathora kintu purpur janma suapi iti. Says he is harsh like this not only in this life, but even in the earlier lives also, he was like this. How do we know? Purnamasi mukhadasmabhi srutatvad. He says we have heard from this book because Purnamasi, she knows. Purnamasi is what, mother of Sandeep Nimuni? So she knows all this. She is the mother of the sage. So she knows all the stories, and she is a sannyasi, renounced woman. So we hear all these stories from her. Yada sah kshatriya jatau Ramchandra bhut tada kshatriya dharmam parityajya mrigyur vyadhaiva kapinam indram balinam vivyadhe vivyadha. Says when he was born in the Kshatriya family as Ramchandra, at that time he gave up his dharma of Kshatriya and behaved like a hunter, Mrigyu, Vyadhaiva, and he shot at Bali, the king of monkeys. So Kshatriyas do not behave like that. This is not a Kshatriya dharma. This is adharmic. There are principles. Just like if you want to have a boxing match with somebody, then there are certain rules you have to follow. You cannot hit below the belt, right? Or in certain position. Every game has got certain rules. So fighting also had rules. Kshatriyas followed those rules, but he did not. He was such a big hero, big fighter, he killed Ravana, but then he's killing this monkey hiding behind a tree. So, this is his character. The story of Mahaprabhu, that he liberated these tal trees which were in South India, embracing them. Those were the trees behind Ramchandra was standing, right? Chaitanya Charitamrita says like that. Tal vriksha. So Nirdayo Gupta Sanityartha. So he was very cruel because he hid behind the tree and then shot. Adharma kathapi tadupakhyane geya. So therefore you should understand this story of adharma. Atrapi lubdhasya vyadhasya api dharma rahita. So he says that he is not even following the dharma of a hunter. Because hunters, they don't hunt monkeys. Right? Because nobody eats monkeys. Monkey is not edible meat. Panch nakha bhaksha. Kshatraya Brahma Kshatrayana Raghava. So there are 5 animals with 5 nails which can be eaten. Monkey is not part of it. This statement comes there. Actually Bali speaks this. Bali himself questions this, that why did you kill me? Because you are a Kshatriya, and even if you eat meat, monkey meat is not allowed, it's forbidden. Although I heard that somewhere they eat the monkey brain. So that's in China, they are not Kshatriyas. So he says, therefore he was not even following because hunters, they hunt deer, some other animals like that, rabbit, etc. They don't hunt monkey. So therefore he is not even following the lubdha dharma, he is alubdha dharma. So lubdhasya vyadhasya api dharma rahita. Nahi vyadho vanran hinasti, because a hunter does not kill monkeys. Why? Tan mamsasya bhakshatvena kena api akiretvatada. Because the monkey meat is inedible, and nobody is going to buy it if he wants to sell it. You sell goat meat, chicken meat, rabbit, all this, deer, but not monkey meat. So he says, therefore, he was not following on the dharma. Then, anyam adharmam shunu, then please listen to other irreligious act of him. Striyam swakritam surpankha, this was surpanakaha. Kamayanam tameva kamayamanam tam virupam chinnakarna nasamakrit. So she was attracted to him, and what is wrong with that? If some woman becomes attracted to a man, then it's natural. Woman is going to become attracted to the man, man becomes attracted to the woman. Sometimes now different things happening, but generally. So what is wrong with this? If she got attracted to him, you are beautiful. And if you are beautiful and a lady gets attracted to you, what is wrong with it? Is it the fault of the lady? It is your fault. Why are you so beautiful? Right? So instead of cutting his nose, you should have cut your own nose. Then he will not be attracted to you. So first you become beautiful. Why you become beautiful? Why do you dress nicely? So that others become attracted to you. Otherwise cloth is cloth. You want to cover your body from heat or cold, and it doesn't have to be fancy looking. But you cut it from here, cut it from there, right? So why you do all these things? Because you want to look attractive to others. Now if you want to look attractive to others and others become attractive, then you blame them. Why are you looking at me? So what can I do? You spend so much money, so much time, you dress nicely, paint your face, right? You get tattoo on your forehead, and then somebody looks and then, somebody was complaining that wherever I go, people are always staring at me. Why these people stare at me? Man, you got so many tattoos in your face, so people are trying to look, what is there? Otherwise, why did you get a tattoo on your forehead if you don't want people to stare at you? It's natural, somebody becomes curious, what is there?
Help of effects, attract him to
well, so let it have the other effect, but one who is attracted, it is because of your your act, You don't want them to remove the tattoo, So you are beautiful and the lady became attracted to you, now you are blaming the lady for that. And then you disfigure her. Disfigure yourself. You should take responsibility. But people don't take responsibility, they want to blame others. So you are responsible for it. You smile at somebody and she becomes attracted to you. Say, why are you following me? Why did you smile? Keep your mouth shut. Look serious, seriously. So therefore it says Kamayana. Like you have Devyana. Yan means vehicle. So she was riding on the vehicle of love or lust. And you looked so nice, so she came to you and you cut her ear and nose. So, Anye api ko api etam na sambhuktam iti krauriyena iti bhava. Why did you cut his nose and ear so that even no one else can enjoy her now? You didn't want to enjoy with her, and then you made sure that now she cannot find another husband. So how is this? And she was daughter of a sage. Ravan is son of Vishrava Rishi. He is a Brahman. So she was a Brahmani. And you are doing this, you are a Kshatriya. This is such a sin. So Brahmbandhurna Hantavya. Attai Vadharana. So you did such a sinful act. For what? Nothing. First of all, she is a daughter of a sage. She is a Brahmin by birth. And she is only attracted to you. She was not harming you. She was not criticizing you. And then this is what you did. So, anyopi kopi etam na sambhuktam iti krauriyena. This is your cruelty. Nacha jata valkal dharitvad vairagyene ityatyaha striya sitiyajita. And you, on one side you are having jata and valkal dhari. Because you say, well, I did this because I was a sannyasi. Because when Ramchandra went to the forest, he had matted hair. He was not a royal dress. He made what you call deadlocks. So in India you take the sap from the vat vriksha and put it in your hair and make deadlocks. This is the traditional style. And wearing the bark dress made from the bark of a tree. So he can say, well, I was a renounced person and she should know this, why she is approaching me. He says, no, but you had your wife with you. Strijita. Sastriya sitaya jita. Tatha puru tatpuru janmani sa brahmano abhut. Then in that life before that, you were a Brahman. And then you did not follow the Brahman dharma. So what is the Brahman dharma? Brahman is peaceful. Sama, dama, titiksha. Right? So shanti akaitavadikam parityajya. You gave up your sham, dama, sincere, non-deception, all this quality. And balim param dharmik. Who is Bali? Bali was supremely religious person. Even his guru was telling him, don't give him, don't give him. He is going to cheat you. He says, no, I am Bali. I am grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. If I say something, I do it. He even disregarded the words of his own guru, and this guy was punished by you. So what kind of Brahman dharma you are following? Tatrapi balim tad puja upharam atva bhaktva vishtapat tralokya rajyadi shapat tatrapi bhuvavare. So you ate the offering which Bali gave you, and then you throw him down. He was the ruler of the three worlds. So he took away and threw him into the Sutala Loka, which is like a hole in the earth. Pathantre aveshtayat shalena babanda. So there are different readings. Aveshtayat dhvangshvat is there and vishtapat. So you bound him. Dhvangshvat like a crow. How is that? Sayatha balim jagdhya api strijanam veshtayati swajatiyan anyan ahuya tam avrunoti kadarthayati cha. So when you do Shraddha ceremony, then you feed the crow. You make this pindas, pindadan, then give them crow. So crow comes, lady is giving the pinda, and then he calls all other crows and they all attack together, surround her. So this is what you did. You also bound him with the ropes. Tasmad asitasya Krishna varnasya tasya sakhyai sarvaireva lamasmakam. So therefore we have decided that we have nothing to do with people who have black color. No friendship with such people. Why? Gaurinam, because we are fair colored. So we only want fair colored friend. Tat sambandhina sakhyasya avantaha prabheda tesham ekopi na bhadra iti behuvachnan. So among these alam sakhyai used in plural. So he says that among these black people, then even one is not good. That is the meaning of significance of plural. Asita khalu ashuddha chitta bhavanti. He says these black color people, they have a black heart also. Tebhyo bhavasyam avasyam bhavitvad. Therefore, fear will come definitely from them. So please don't be upset. This is not a criticism of black people, but this is just chitra jalpa. So, nanu abhikshnam parnindam kurvati kim shuddha chittasi. So this bumblebee was very smart. So he is asking a question that you are continuously criticizing Krishna. So you think you have a pure heart? One after another you are attacking him. So what about your heart? Tasya kathaya prati janma charitrasya arthi vyakhya dustaja. So then says dustaja tat kathartha. He says the problem is that we cannot give up his talk. It's nothing to do with my heart or this or that. But if we have to speak, we have to speak about him only. Whether positive or negative, there is no other talk here. Tadalapa, tadmanaska, tadvichesta, tadatmika, tadgunaneva gayanti natma garini sasmaru. So you can only talk about him. That's the problem. So asman evam dukkhayati. That's how he troubles us, that we talk about him. Asmabhis tat kathaya api artho ne vaktavya eva. So we should actually not be speaking even about the meaning of the stories. But what can we say? Kimatra nindava bhavtu yatharth bhashnatvaina nindava bhavtu. Then he says, well, actually, speaking the truth is not a criticism. Right? Many times people say, I'm just saying the truth, I'm not criticizing. So he says, whether you think I'm criticizing or you think I'm not criticizing, I'm just stating facts. So, because we are Satyavadi, we only speak truth, and if it hurts some people, what can we do? We cannot tell lies. Asau tyaktum ashankya eva iti bhava. Therefore, it is impossible to give it up. Yadvasa tvam satu asmabhir atakta eva kintu tatkatha rupa artho vastu visheshastu distajeva. Or the meaning is that we have dropped him for sure, but his katha we cannot drop. So, what is that statement? Tav katha. The Gopi Geet, that sloka is there. Tav kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi bhiriditam. So that's the thing, tav kathamritam. Kathamritam, that katha which is dead, we still talk about it. Not amrita, but kathamrita. So, tat katha rupa artho vastu visheshastu dustajayava. It is very difficult to give up. Kartri padanuktya sarvaireva muni adibhi. And for dustajaya, that it is difficult to give up, there was no agent for this verb who difficult for whom to give up. So it indicates not only by us, but even the great sages cannot give up this. It's for everyone else. So atra vivyadhe iti kathinya strijita iti kamitvam balimapiti dhartyam asit sakyairiti ashakti ayogyata bhayam irsha chaiti ayam avjalpa. So this is an example of avjalpa. So Vivyadhe signifies he is short at Bali, signifies hard-heartedness. Trijita describes lustful nature. Balimapi iti dhartyam is deceptive nature. Asit sakhyaye, no friendship with black people. It is ashakti ayogyata, that he is not an object of attachment. Bhaya bhirsha, bhayam irsha cha, it also describes fear. that is a terrible person, and jealousy. So this is called avjalpa. Taduktam harau kaఠिन्य कामित्व धौर्त्याद शक्तव योग्यता yatra shesham abhi yathair vokta so avjalpa satam mata. So learned people call that as avjalpa, in which there is description of hard-heartedness or cruel nature of Krishna, his lustful nature, deceptive nature, and not an object of asakti or attachment, and to speak with jealousy and with fear is called avjalpa. So we'll stop here if there is any question.
Either Babaji, though Lakshman actually did deface the Suparlaka, but here they're taking that as a wrong deed, these things.
No difference. He only said to him, do this. Okay, Vilas.
Thank you, Babaji. You presented now this fuller picture of how this disfiguring was very cruel. But could you maybe also explain why they did it?
Why they did it? To get rid of her. She was attacking. She became aggressive. She was an asura woman. All this daughter of a sage, but they had the asuric nature. So she was attacking them.
But it looks a bit disproportionate, right?
Well, you cannot kill a woman as a kshatriya, so then just maim her. Do some surgery.
What kind of act was she doing?
Attacking physically. You know her name is Shurpanakha. Nakha, Nakha means nails. She had big nails. Shurpa is what you used to use in the olden days for winnowing. So she had big nails, she was attacking them with the nails. So that's when Lakshman did it.
Wasn't she specifically going after Sita? She wanted to get rid of the competition.
Yeah.
Ram said, you can only marry, have a pati in Rasa.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, that's clarifying.
Mohiniji has one question. Does this speaking in Chitra Jalpa also happen in other rasas too, or only in Madhurya rasa?
Which other rasa? If you are a Dasa, you are going to do Chitra Jalpa, you will get a kick on your head. Yes? No?
Yes, I was thinking of Vatsalya Rasa and Sakhya Rasa among friends.
Well, I think we should at least try to be a little practical in our own life. So will you speak like this to your parents?
If there is a close relationship, yes.
No, then you don't understand. In Vedic culture, parents are worshipable. They are not your friend. So Pitri Devo Bhava, Matri Devo Bhava. Don't speak like that to them.
But among friends, it is possible.
Then friendship will be over. Try it.
But if there are good friends, like if sarcasm is possible.
Have you seen any good friend like that in your life?
Well, when both are on the same
No, I'm
level,
just answering my question. Did you find any good friend like this? That you call him your jealous fellow? You cheat? You have some girlfriend like that who you speak to her that you are very jealous and envious, and she'll be okay with it?
If it's not meant serious, if it's in a joking mood.
Try it, that's what I'm saying. Do an experiment and then see whether this joking mood works or not.
But why then this mood works in Madhurya Rasa?
Because that's why it is called Madhurya Rasa. It's not bitter. It's not bitter rasa.
But which partner would stay with his partner when he or she calls him cheater and like this?
So many are staying. There's so many practical examples. Husband wife fight all the time. Calling each other cheater, they stay together.
Yeah, that's not a good example. That's codependency and unhealthy relationship.
Well, example is there, whether it is good or bad, the example is there, but you give me the example from other rasas,
Okay.
Okay, anything else?